Those doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Good afternoon. My name is Luke, and this is Professor Bae. And today I'm going to interview her about her career and all the stuff that related to medicine and pharmacy. So my first question is, could you briefly introduce yourself, please?
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you to visit me, to have a chance to introduce my work, and anyway, have a interview.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. My name is Eunju Bae, and I'm a professor at School of Pharmacy at Jeonbuk National University. By the way, our school, School of Pharmacy at Jeonbuk National University, has been only 3-year-old school. Like 2020, our school, department, School of Pharmacy, newly opened and the school.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's only been 3 years that the pharmacy department opened in Jeonbuk University.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So you were here for 3 years?
Yeah, it's
It's
been
been 3 years?
fourth year
Fourth
so
years?
far. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what is your major, and why did you choose to be a researcher or professor?
Oh, okay. So my major is a little complicated. My major as a PhD, my PhD was a pharmacology.
Pharmacology?
Yeah, to study the principle of drug action. But now I teach the students the pathophysiology, so a little different, but it's somehow very tightly linked theme. And why I choose to be a researcher or professor? It's a very difficult question. Actually, it took a long time to end up here as a after I graduate School of Pharmacy at Seoul National University.
Wow.
Like it's been almost it's been more than 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah, since I graduated the pharmacy school, and at that time I had no interest in pharmacy, but I knew that I like to do some research work. So I chose to go to pharmaceutical company. I don't know if you know 바카스.
Oh, 바카스.
Yeah, 동아 pharmaceutical company.
Wow. Yeah,
and there, as a researcher, I found that I like the research and I like to study. So I decided to pursue more study in my career.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very interesting and lovely story. And what subjects were you good at when you were a student? And were your grades always good when you were a student? Because many people think if that person's major is related to pharmacy, they might think they're really good at the typical subject and they really have a high grades on most of the subjects.
Yeah, in some way it's right, but in some ways it's not true. So as a high school student, I like the math and English and math and English.
Math and English.
And in the undergraduate student, I didn't like any subject as a pharmacy student. Yeah, it's a tough time for me. Yeah. And anyway, after graduating the undergraduate course, I found the very interesting topic for me. And after that, so far, I like my job very much.
Okay, so when you were a high school student, you actually didn't really like any of the subjects, but after you graduate, you found the research is really interesting to you?
Yes.
Okay, wow, that's nice. Okay, my next question is, how's life as a researcher and a professor? And what time do you start and finish your work? Because doing research and teaching students at the same time might be a really difficult job. Takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Okay.
So I know these days you younger people think whatever the balance between work and life.
Yeah.
That comes first for you younger people. But in that what do I say? In that sense, I think a professor as a job, as a job is not that good job.
Oh, okay.
Which means we have a lot of workload. But we like this job because we like that work. That work means like research and teaching job, right?
Yeah.
So actually, I start the day very early, like
Very early.
yeah, almost 6 or 7
Oh, wow.
a.m.
Okay.
I'm a kind of early bird, but usually I finish the work like nobody tells me you should work until this time.
Oh, okay.
That's my choice. But, so it's hard to tell the time I finish the work.
Oh, it really depends on.
Yeah,
the-
right. Yeah.
Okay, but like the average.
The average 6 or 7
6
or
or 7
8 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it really depends on.
Right.
Oh, okay. So that's a really hard day. Wake up at 6 and finish at 6 or 7. That's almost like 12 hours.
Right,
of
I
work.
think so.
Wow. It's really long. Okay, so the next question is, how do you normally pick what you want to research about? Like the topic, how do you
Right, yeah.
get the idea from?
I don't know how much you know about my research field. I'm working on the metabolic disease,
Metabolic
such
disease.
as like diabetes, obesity, and fatty liver disease. Like after since a postdoc course, I am working on that project, and specifically, I'm working on a kind of kinase called PAK4, PAK4.
Yeah.
And now my work is to find the function of PAK4 in those kind of metabolic disease, and how PAK4 is upregulated or affects the pathogenesis of those metabolic diseases. Yeah, sometimes, so once I finish some work about my research work, then finishing means creating another question. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like a kind of a continuous question. I find the continuous question
Continuous
on that
question.
project.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, yeah. So I don't need to worry about okay, or what should I do next?
Oh, yeah. So like, on one work, you gotta keep going and continue the research
Yes.
because
yeah,
the question
sure.
keep comes up.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's really interesting. And as you mentioned earlier, you was talking about the PAK4 and the metabolic disease, and there was like a few more projects that you researched on. Like between that, what was your most successful or your favorite research?
Yeah, during for the last 3 or 4 years, we have published a couple of several pretty good like articles in the journal, and one of them there are several, but one of them is that about Sartin 6. Yeah. Sartin is like anti-aging molecule. So if you like, I think you must have heard about the like calorie restriction.
Oh yes.
Activates the SART1.
Yeah.
That's how you can extend your lifespan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like 적게 먹어야 오래 산다.
Yeah.
That concept. Like that 36 is a kind of certain a kind of molecule in certain family, and our work established that 36 activation leads to enhanced exercise performance, at least in mouse. Like if you activate 13.6 as a pharmacology by the pharmacological drug or some other tools, then 13.6 is activated, and thereby the mice can run more. That was the kind of very interesting work for me, for us, and that was published a pretty good journal called Nature Communication, last year.
Oh yeah, that's really good. It sounds really interesting to me too. Yeah. Okay, and the next question is, do you have anything that you want to research in the future?
There are a couple of projects in my mind, but one of them was that I'm also interested in ketogenic diet.
Ketogenic diet?
Yeah. So carbohydrate restriction also has a very multiple beneficial effect in metabolic disease and other inflammatory disease, or even in cancer. So I don't think you can imagine that concept. Okay, if you got cancer and you restrict the carbohydrate intake, then your cancer can be improved.
Oh, really?
I don't think that's easy concept to accept, but is kind of true so far.
Really?
Yeah. So but the mechanism remains very unknown so far. So I want to pursue the effect of ketogenic diet on the metabolic disease or other related disease.
That's really interesting. So I've never known that by reducing the carbs, it can improve the cancer.
Yeah, and not only cancer, all the metabolic disease. So you can imagine, okay, if you restrict the carbohydrate, you might lose weight easily, right? Right. That concept is pretty well known concept. But not only losing weight, but many is very beneficial in many other metabolic or even inflammatory disease, or even like the Alzheimer or Parkinson's, like that kind of neurodegenerative diseases.
Oh, so that's a really significant research.
Right.
Okay, it's really interesting. And what are your future career goals as a researcher or a professor?
Okay, I want to say two things.
Okay.
First, as a researcher, I want to make a new drug.
New drug?
New drug, like
drug medicine?
Yeah, medicine. Yeah, medicine. Yeah, right. I this medicine. That is still like an unmet goal for me.
Okay.
But I will keep. 뭐라고 해야지? I will. 갑자기 말이 생각이 안 나네. 그죠?
그냥 한국어로.
그렇죠.
네.
신약 개발을 하기 위한 그렇죠. I want to develop a new medicine. That is my endless goal as a researcher.
So you just want to develop a new drug medicine for typical disease, or?
Yeah, of course. First of all, I think that target disease might be a metabolic disease.
Metabolic disease, yeah.
But I don't know if that can extend to other area.
Okay.
And the other thing is, as a professor career, I want to see my students become like a kind of leading group in in our country, not only in our country but worldwide. Yeah, as a like a pharmacist or as a researcher or other like expert as a pharmacy like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. As a pharmacist.
Yeah. I think most of the professors or teachers' goal is to see their students grow up and be the top in that major, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right, yes.
Okay. I hope that new medicine drugs is actually developed and cure many patients in
I hope
the
so.
world. Yeah,
Yeah, I
hope so too.
Mhm.
Okay, so my last question is, do you have any tips for people who want to do a major in pharmacy or medicine?
I don't know if I can give any tips, but these days I keep tell my students to seek seek 뭐라고 해야지? 잠깐만, 이거는 조금 어렵다. 그러니까 이제 일단 한국말로 할게요.
네.
그러니까 일단 이제 약사로서 파마시스트로서 선택할 수 있는 영역이 굉장히 많거든요.
네.
근데 학생들은 굉장히 조급해해요.
아,
약국을 개업할까요? 병원으로 갈까요? 제약회사로 취직할까요? 유학을 갈까요? 선택하는 걸 굉장히 어려워하거든요. 그런데 내가 이제 나도 그랬듯이 가만히 자기를 잘 생각을 해보면 내가 좀 관심 있는 거 두세 개는 찾을 수 있을 거예요. 그리고 그 중에 뭐가 제일 좋은지는 모르겠다고 하더라도 그리고 자기가 별로 관심 없는 쪽도 분명히 있을 거예요. 그러니까 처음부터 바로 자기가 평생 커리어로 삼을 거를 찾는 거란 쉽지 않을 수 있어요. 그러니까 너무 그거를 조급하게 생각하지 말고 하나를 선택해서 그 영역에서 열심히 하다 보면 자기가 조금 더 자기를 발견하고 그럼으로써 자기가 더 잘 맞고 좋아하는 일을 곧 찾을 수 있게 되거든요. 그러니까 일을 하면서 자기를 찾게 된다. 그러니까 처음에 너무 조급하게 한 번에 커리어를 이렇게 딱 자기한테 맞는 분야를 찾으려고 조급해할 필요 없다라는 얘기를 하거든요.
네. 좋은 말씀.
네, 이거는 누구래도 우리
네.
학생뿐만이 아니라 이 분야로 진학하려는 학생들, 그러니까 관심이 있으면 어느 하나에서 시작하면 돼요. 시작하면 점점 퍼지고 그러면서 또 깊어지면서 자기가 좋아하는 거를 또 찾게 되고 이렇거든요. 그러니까 대략적인 자기가 뭐에 관심이 있는지 자기 내면을 좀 들여다보면 그러면서 나는 예를 들면 생명공학 분야에 관심이 있는 게 맞구나. 아니다. 나는 IT에 관심이 있구나. 컴퓨터 사이언스에 관심이 있구나. 그래서 거기서 시작하다 보면 이제 또 자기가 더 잘 맞는 거를 찾게 되고 또 요즘은 너무나 이제 과학 기술이 발전하고 이렇게 다이나믹한 세상이 됐잖아요. 그래서 어떤 일을 찾는 데 있어서 너무 그렇게 겁을 먹을 필요는 없다고 생각을 해요. 얼마든지 트랙을 바꿀 수도 있고 나 역시도 그렇게 했지만 나는 회사에서 10년을 근무를 하고서 나중에 다시 이렇게 리서처의 길을 그다음에 이렇게 프로페서가 되는 걸로 이렇게 다시 트랙을 2번 이렇게 바꿨거든요. 그러니까 그게 이제 다 나를 찾는 과정이었던 것 같아요.
Okay.
네네, 이거는 서브타이틀을 바꿔줘.
Okay, and that's all the questions for today's interview. I really appreciate it and thank you for the interview today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.